Hey everybody, welcome back. Been a while since we've sat down and done a little Sealion 1940 from John Tiller Software, so I figured we should probably get back to that at some point. Let me go ahead and check and make sure everything is working. For those of you that are catching this a little bit behind. So can I do that? No, can't do that. I'm trying to do this. Screw it. I'll do it this way. Okay, so I tweaked with my settings in OBS because I didn't like, and it would help if the microphone was down by my ear or down by my mouth. Didn't like how OBS was streaming in 720 to YouTube, so I really would like to stream in 1080 because I know there are settings that you can do that can make this, you know, just pristine clear. Pretty much just almost exactly how I see it on my screen. So I fiddled around with some OBS settings, and hopefully this will be streaming to YouTube in 1080 rather than 720. Granted, it's not that important for when I do something like a Tiller game, but I would like. Nope, still looks like it's still streaming in 720. Oh well, I'm gonna have to play with it some more. Anyways, back to the game. Boy, it's been a week and a half, 2 weeks since I've done this, so I don't even know where we're at anymore. 7th Fellowship Area, yes, trying to relieve the Harwich ferry system. So, what do we got here? These guys are staying dug in and hiding. They're hiding. These guys are pushing forward. Let's see if I even remember how to move you guys in this. And I think I may have messed with the audio settings as well. So if the sounds are coming out a little too loud, I won't know that until after, or when I do post-production. So let me go ahead and turn the volume down on my end. So hopefully this isn't blowing y'all out as well. If it is, I'll just have to go back in and fiddle with the sound settings some more. And just continuing to close in on this weak battalion of isolated British troops they have here out at the Harwich Ferry. Let's see, that engineer was sweeping. I think we've swept pretty much everything. I know nothing's there. They're sitting there. These guys are shifting more over to the east or to the west. I know my directions, honestly. And I didn't want to press too much further because I wanted to keep them all in command range of the headquarters until I clear out all the British troops over here. But it looks like we've got, looks like it's a railgun. Let's go ahead and deal with the railgun. That's good. Alright, now let's head down and deal with 30th Infantry. Stop doing that. Okay. 30th Infantry really isn't doing anything right now. So we have to rest and cover. So most of the division is not doing much. So yeah, that's basically the saga of the 30th Infantry Division right now. Keep them in rest and recuperate for a day or so, and then start pushing them westwards. Don't know how far westwards I'm going to push them. I do know I want to take Sudbury, but I think the 7th Fellowship Maker is going to take Sudbury. These guys may shift over, maybe as far as Weathersfield, Great Sealion, and then turn south, maybe. We'll have to see how things form up. Alright, 22nd Glider. They've got a fight on their hands. British are rushing fresh troops into the area, and I've rushed lots of fresh troops into the area. So we're going to have a fight on our hands. Always try to catch the enemy when they're in travel mode. Just makes life a hell of a lot easier. Let's see, those guys are disrupted. Assault. Assault. 198 men, and they're still, hey, they still have over 100 men left. Ugh. I think those guys are trapped well enough. Play with these guys. Oh, one's disrupted. He's fine. Alright, so now let's go ahead and leave him in there. Let's have him shoot across the stream. Soften up those Brits a bit more. Oh, headquarters. There's like shooting headquarters. Now the bulk of the 22nd Infantry, or 22nd Gliders. Yep, fresh battalion. Yeah, yellow, 15th Infantry Division. I've not seen that division before. Great. Alright, let's... open up these two roads right here, so the follow-on units can come up here. East Anglia Home Defense. That's going to be regiment as well. So it looks like the Brits have thrown together a lot. At least 2 divisions worth. Parts of 2 divisions. That's not good. Alright, let's see. This was the way we were getting across the river, yes. Because that's, yeah, those aren't ruins. Let's get those guys there. I'm going to need to get my artillery set up ASAP. Yeah. Bunch of follow-up units. One hex at a time. Had I known how much of a headache it was going to be directing traffic here in East Anglia invasion plan, I probably wouldn't have chosen it. I mean, I could be trying to drive, you know, what is that, the 3rd, 6th, what is that, 7th Panzer. I could try to drive them all the way around this river, but, nah, we're committed to it, so just keep pushing across, slowly across the, what river is that, the Colne River. Alright, well, I think that's done with everything there. Now let's go down to the Dover area, where we were having issues because the Brits were pushing fresh units into the area. These look like paratroopers. Which is bad because I really need to take this 1st Mountain Division and rest and recuperate with them. And I can't do that if there's lots and lots of Brits in the way. So we need to clear out these guys here at Langdon first. Do that with what few units are here. And it's disrupted, high fatigue, disrupted, high fatigue. Nah, of course not. No, I thought that was. Oh no, they're in a bunker. Anti-tank weaponry. They're disrupting. Assault there. Squeeze the noose a little bit tighter. 63. No, let's keep those guys. Let's keep those. Yeah, just so many units with such high fatigue. I just really don't want to move any of them. But I've got this line of Brits forming up here. Should I reinforce that trench line? I don't like having more than 2 units in a hex, but if this is kind of a defensive line, I can suffer through them 3 units in. Those guys, pretty high fatigue, and those are fresh units. Let's try digging in. These guys need to dig in as well. Max fatigue. Pull those panzers back. Got some halfway fresh troops here. So get them up. Facing this new fresh British division. Okay. Got a little bit of artillery that can relieve some pressure on me. I think that's all the artillery I've set up in range. Yeah. So, and pretty much the rest of the oh man, no. Oh, we got another Stug back and another Panzerjäger back. So we've gotten 2 vehicles back out of those guys that have been sitting there for the last dozen hours or so. Let's see. This was part of the first Gebirgsjäger defensive line as well. Can probably. No, they're at their maximum range from the headquarters. I don't think I want to push anything more with them, but I do have these. Those guys are in kind of reserve. Actually, let's move them up closer to the front lines a little bit. Let's move them into Bossingham. No, don't have enough to get there. All right. My commandos disrupted, out of command, low ammo. Crap, that's a headquarters. I want to take out the headquarters. Gotta try to take out the headquarters. All right, we like that. Alright, that's about all the commandos are going to do. Alright, I think that's it for the first mountain. Now, what is this? This infantry division here. It's the 17th. They're kind of set up facing east and west, kind of a blocking force. These guys are facing west in case the Brits start pushing any reinforcement this way, and these guys are facing east in case the Brits try retreating out that way from the Canterbury area. Let's see. I need to get the artillery up. Those are mortars. Just go ahead and push them forward a little bit. And hey, Al! Welcome back. Continuing our little playthrough here. Al, Red Sox fan, great sports channel. I know I'm a little bit slow when it comes to me checking up on the channel or the chat updates, mainly because I know not very many people watch to begin with. It's not like when you were doing something, or Dog or LMR or anybody else, or by the little community that I'm a part of as LMR would put it, content creators, personalities. I wouldn't call us stars, but you know, it is what it is. Let's keep these guys kind of back here in reserve just in case. Now, yes, the whole mess with Maidstone, Hollingbourne, Harriet Shan defensive line. I think we finally got a handle on it. We got most of the Brits isolated and cut off. And so now it's just cleaning up. Yeah, disrupted. That one's can't assault, so we're going to assault with him. Assault with him. Yes, that's what it is. Company's wiped out. Pouring some fire into it. Yes, I know. Flat guns technically aren't supposed to be used in an anti-personnel role, but they do the job so well. Alright, we got some armor here. And that's right, what little armor I do. Ooh, 250 fatigue. I have to pull him back. Alright, then those guys are disrupted. Crap. Isolate. Well, you know what? I've got enough guys here. Let's just go ahead and start throwing bodies at these British tanks. Yeah, there we go. Okay, took out those Mark 6s, those Vickers Mark 6s. Let's see, what else we got that. And we got this guy that we didn't throw out the last assault. And 14 vehicles. That's good. And yeah, 14 vehicles knocked out, and they still have over 11 vehicles left. Beefy company, or was, anyways. Enough picking on them. Let's deal with this infantry that's kind of trying to relieve armor. Losing that gunfight. So much defensive fire. Not fair. We are in a dust turn. Not that you can see it with my fat head, but down in the lower right-hand corner is the turn. So we are looking at a dust turn, which means the next turn is nighttime. Which means I don't want to do anything at nighttime because that really burns up your fatigue. So I should really stop any advancing and try pulling back troops here and there so I can bleed off some of that fatigue. And the best time to do that is night. So now normally I would take these units right here and push on Langley Heath, maybe even box them in. But since the next turn is a night turn, I don't want to burn off fatigue and not build up any fatigue. I'm not going to be pushing with those units. Conversely, with these two anti-tank guns set up here on this hill, those 37 millimeters and those 47 millimeters, I could pull them back, but I'm not going to. So I'm just going to have to sit them up there and let them bleed off fatigue. But down here at Sutton Valence, we do have these Canadians that are cut off, and I want to eliminate them before the nighttime gets here. They're going to be assaulted from all directions. There we go. Took them out. Knocked them out. Alright, so those guys aren't doing anything. Weren't going to be doing anything. That's kind of my normal routine. I get to a dust turn. I start easing off combat operations at night. I try to cease as much as I can. Just because, well, I want to give my guys a rest, and it's really bad because if you do something, anything during the nighttime turn, if you move, you shoot, you get shot at, whatever, it adds like 50 fatigue to you, and it's just really bad. But if you don't do anything in nighttime, try to burn off like 30 or 40 fatigue. So there we go. We're happy with that. Although there are some times where you're in situations where you just can't help it. And you know if you don't do anything, the bad guys are going to shoot at you anyway, so you might as well do what you got to do to try to knock them out. But anyways, we've got this big, huge stack of guys of Kiwis in this stack here. So let's take those guys out of travel mode because they don't need to be in travel mode because they're already across the border. And let's just start assaulting. Oh, that's not good. Whenever they inflict more casualties than you inflict, typically not a good thing. Oh, God, that's even worse. They're in those bunkers. Ugh. Oh yeah, that was just horrible attacks. Not a single one. I think I lost like 60 men and they lost like 3. Okay, well. I guess we're going to be dropping artillery on their heads. Not that artillery does that much to pillboxes and bunkers, but even just a little bit of fatigue. There we go. Okay, disrupted one of the guns. He's got one good gun. They may be isolated, but they're still in good order, which I should not have launched those attacks, but I made a gamble anyways, because both of those gun companies were still in good order. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me I ended up taking as many casualties as I did. Clear out that nest. Alright, so I think... Okay, those guys are securing the bridge at Yalding, and that kind of secures my right flank for this division. And again, since it's getting close to night, I want to bleed off fatigue as much as we can. So that's going to be it for our events, our activity around Maidstone. The next division, we got Cranbrook here. See, anywhere I attack him, he's going to retreat here. But he's got less than 100 men, so let's just try bum rushing him as much as I can. To try to... Man, see, I knew I was going to push him back. Well, they can shoot. Alright, these guys... They may be able to slip away in the night. I'm not able to. I'm probably going to be able to slip away in the middle of the night. Drop the boom on them. Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm working on it slowly but surely. That's what we like the artillery for, to drop the boom on people. All right, these guys at Horse Modern, yeah, they disrupted. Still, you got one company that's not disrupted. So if I throw my guys into an assault, it's going to turn out like I did up at Maidenhead, and I'm going to take grievous casualties. So we're just going to have to sit back and shoot them, and hope we can disrupt that one company. We disrupted one of them. We disrupted the company we needed to. Good. Now, since my guys are disrupted, I can't assault with them, so I'm just going to shoot them to kind of soften them up. And let's see what we got. Oh, we got the anti-aircraft gun, the 20 millimeters, which, yes, I know, lots of health to you. They do such a good job of it. Probably one of the few times I've seen such a really good representation of a 20 millimeter anti-aircraft gun being used in the movie Saving Private Ryan, Final Battle. For those of you that have seen it or haven't seen it, the Germans, the Americans, the paratroop defenders went after a German tank, used one of the sticky bombs to blow its tracks off, and a bunch of the guys were climbing over to drop grenades and stuff into it, and the Germans wheeled up a 20 millimeter anti-aircraft gun and just unloaded on the American paratroopers that were on the Tiger tank. And let's just say it did a really good job of cleaning the tank of of American paratroopers, much to the chagrin of the American paratroopers, I'm sure. Ah, there we go. That's why we want to disrupt them. Disrupt the company beforehand. I took 7 casualties, inflicted 261 on them. But they still have well over 100 men in 2 of their companies. That's going to be a fight throughout the night, I have a feeling I'm going to be dealing with. Those guys are disrupted. They'll probably continue pulling back. Let's just shoot those guys up. Disrupted, that's good. Alright, so yeah, we're kind of settling down. Not going to push too much more. These guys are all good. How'd those guys get around behind me? I think those guys snuck in from this way, if I remember. They came down Penhurst. That sucks. But it should be real easy for me to cut them off. Now, see, I hate doing this because, like I just got done saying, trying to get my guys set into a situation to take advantage of the night. But sometimes the battlefield says, nope, not going to work like that. So we got these guys. 19 casualties. Alright, so we got these guys. These guys are going to be trapped. Let's take the disrupted guy in advance to the... Oh! Hit the wrong minute. Back into position. What I was trying to do was take the really disrupted guy and move him off the line, but actually ended up doing the opposite. But to be able to cut those guys off next turn. Really don't want to move those guys, but you know, it's a chance to trap a couple British companies. So we are going to trap a couple British companies. What do we got here? We got disrupted, isolated. Should take a real simple assault. You cannot assault disrupted units. Then don't assault with disrupted units. There we go. So they're knocked out. They've got fatigue, disrupted, fatigue. Yeah, we're just. Yeah, these guys are settling down into position here at Tunbridge and Tunbridge for taking advantage of the night. Let's see, we got some artillery. It's out of range. Are they in range? Oh, they are in range. Harass those guys that have got cut off over there. There's a big boom. There we go. Let's see, that's not set up yet. They're in travel mode. We got some guns that have moved into here. We'll take these guys. Yeah, we'll just take these guys. Headquarters unit. Again, I really don't want to move this company, but it's a good chance to cut off a headquarters, so that's we'll chance to cut off a headquarters and knock them out. Yeah, I'll fight through the night. Okay, that's good. Those guys will stay in position. These guys are going to stay in position. Well, no, they're the artillery that's moving forward. Yeah, I do need the artillery moved forward more. So keep moving through the night. Yes, the advanced elements of the 3rd Panzer. We'll get back to them. Okay, so there's that. Do we want to mess? No, let's not move those guys up. Let's take that guy since he's got... Well, no, let's take both of them since they got such high fatigue. Move them back. Alright, these guys are a little bit fresher. We'll move them up to take the position. I don't want to do that. But... at least pulls these guys with the high fatigue off the line. So many anti-aircraft guns are Krupps and 88s and 47 millimeters. Like, nothing in this area really to do much with. All right, now we're starting to get over into the problem child, the Vale of Sussex area, and West Dean. All right, we got these panzers here, but I was trying. That's right. I was trying to bleed off their fatigue a little bit. Hopefully, the British won't be pursuing me. We'll keep those guys in position there. We do have 2 disrupted Aussie companies, so yeah, let's go ahead and open fire on them because they're in travel mode. And again, if you can catch anybody in travel mode, they're always going to do more casualties. And of course, even with them disrupted, their shooting still disrupts me. Ugh. Seriously think the Anzac forces are better shots than my Germans. It seems to be that way. Alright, these guys are digging in the bunch of British armor across the river, but they're not in travel mode, so I doubt they're going to try to assault across. Move more down into Vale of Sussex. We got the bridge here covered, but we got a fresh company of Aussies there. These guys we pulled back because they had a lot of fatigue, so I need to bleed off their fatigue. And I think they were catching artillery fire. I think moving them back off this hilltop puts them out of line of sight. So hopefully they can bleed off that that fatigue coming up. Because even if you get artillery shot at you, that prevents you from bleeding off any fatigue. All right, we got these. The 29th motorized have got these trapped. Disrupted. Okay, they're all disrupted. And assault, 76 casualties. Oh, I got maximum fatigue. That's good. Well, let's assault anyways with the 177 men. And these guys. Right, was the noose on him, and we did a pretty good job. Let's get that max fatigue guy and move him back. He's probably going to be out of the fight for 24 hours. Alright, what else have we got here? Fatigue 210. Ugh. Disrupted. Fatigue 143. At least those guys are isolated, but they're not all disrupted yet. So, if you're going to assault something, make sure you soften it up with artillery fire before you try to assault them. If I've got any artillery left down here. That's about it. Disrupt. Okay, oh, no, we got a company that's not disrupted still. Damn it. And he's got, Jesus. He's got well over a battalion of troops in there. Even okay, granted, 3 of them are disrupted, but 1 of them's not, and I cannot afford to assault them if he's got a company in there that's not disrupted yet. Hey, Chris, Stratomatic Delaware, how you doing, bud? Glad to see you here. You haven't done any videos here lately. What's up with that? You need to get some gameplay videos out there, Chris. I know you've been sick, but that was like a week and a half ago. You should be better by now. So go check out that wonderful channel, Stratomatic Delaware with Chris, for old school tabletop card and dice sports games. He actually even sent me an email off the other day. I got a question for you about squad leader, not advanced squad leader, normal squad leader, the original squad leader. And so I was able to help him out with that. That's why they call me the OG. I know rules, sorta. But it was a question that it was a confusing mechanic, and the rules kind of say it, but the rules are also a little bit ambiguous. So I was glad I was able to help out Chris with that. All right, let's see what we got here. Yes, 29th Infantry is still, or 29th Motorized, still 29th Motorized. I actually think I'm going to commit the entirety of the 29th Motorized to clear out West Dean. This entire, from the Vale of Sussex through West Dean all the way down to Seaford Bay. I think I need to commit the 29th Motorized just so I can clear it, so I can get to the friggin' Ouse River, so I can set up, who is it, the 22nd? 26th Infantry, so I can get the 26th Infantry set up in a defensive line along the Ouse River. As far as west as I'm going to go with that division. I just need to clear out West Dean. And I don't want to commit the entirety of the division, but it looks like I'm going to have to. So, let's start moving the division this way. Oops, he's not part of the division. I shouldn't have moved him. Alright, well, armored cars, they can stay. I don't need the recon. I know there's bad guys over here. Well, technically, I guess I'm the bad guy. And I don't want to push too much into nighttime. So let's just kind of shift the flow and shift. Setup required, too far away. I'll leave them there. Flat guns, leave them there. And continue. Oops. Ooh, you picked up Cataclysm. Chris picked up Cataclysm from GMT. Very cool. GMT is probably the biggest, the big gun in board games right now. They are what Avalon Hill used to be. Stupid RAF. Oh, which actually kind of reminds me, since Chris and Al are here, are we doing a panel this Saturday night? Oh, I thought we were supposed to do it last Saturday night with Dog, but I think he got wrapped up with LMR's video, and we didn't do our usual Saturday night with the Dog Pound. So, and I think Al, you're running it this week, so I think we are doing it. But I just wanted to check to make sure, because here I am sitting, you know, Saturday night. I'm sitting here waiting. I got my drink all set up. I'm relaxed. I'm down for the evening. Got the light on. It's like, all right, okay. I'll watch some LMR. Okay, Dog's in there. It's like, all right, come on, Dog. When's the invite come? I didn't want to say anything during LMR's stream, but it was here I am biting at the chops. Like, where's the? And it didn't show up. It just didn't show up. So, for those of you who don't know, I am in part of a panel every weekend, typically every weekend, with Al and Chris and Dog Sidious and Comics with Bueller. We do it, and I was kind of mentioning this to all the guys the other night, that it's kind of odd that we do pop culture, sports, gaming, wargaming, you know, movies, shows, whatever. We got two really big sports guys, a comic books guy, a Star Wars guy, and a tactical strategy guy, and yet for some reason we're all still able to talk on the same wavelength with each other. And I just thought that was a really cool thing, that all of us could come together, even with our wide and varied backgrounds and interests and channels we run on YouTube. So if you're interested in sitting and watching us do that, subscribe to Al Red Sox Fan or to Dog City as they run. I've been tempted to do one myself, but I figured, I don't want to take away from Dog or Al. I mean, I'm happy being part of the panel, and those two guys alternate when they do it, and like I said, I don't need to take away from their thunder, because even if I were to do one, it'd be those same guys anyways. So, and I think we're also looking. We bring on guest speakers every once in a while. Itinerant hobbyist. Some of you may know itinerant hobbyist, Todd, the itinerant hobbyist. We've been trying to get him, or we'd like to get him on the panel one of these nights. He's kind of a guest appearance for us. Well, one of these days. 127.50. I think those guys have been sitting there for like 2 days, way back here. And then, of course, yes, my lonely regiment of the Großdeutschland. I still don't know if I'm going to be getting any more follow-on regiments of the Großdeutschland. So I don't want to commit the one regiment I have until I know that the other 2 regiments are going to be following up. Ooh, headquarters, 16th Army. You know what? Let's take a look at the 16th Army's command radius. Shade command radius. Oh yeah, wow, that's... Yeah, 16th Army has a huge command radius. I was thinking maybe I need to move them, but it's like, nope, nobody's really advanced beyond what the 16th Army can give a command radius to. I could move them forward. I mean, I don't need, their command radius extending, 40 miles out into the English Channel. But we'll wait until morning. We won't worry about moving the 16th Army headquarters forward a little bit. Hal's going, you can do an OG. Yeah, no, I don't think I want to take the thunder away from you guys. I mean, because I would be wanting to talk more about military strategy, and yeah, Al, you and Chris, I know you'd be able to keep up with me, but I don't think Dog would be able to keep up with me too much. He's not that much of a gamer, and pretty sure Comics with Bueller wouldn't be able to keep up with us as well. And you know what? Before I forget about it, Chris, I've given you the ban hammer as well. You're a moderator now. I keep forgetting to do that when people come in. Not that I have many people come in. But, okay, that actually looks like that's about it for the turn. Let me take a look. What's my air missions looking like? All right, I got one recon that's available, one airstrike of Me-110s, those are heavy fighters, and 4 flights of Stukas are available, but they've all got fatigue, so I don't want to increase their fatigue. So I think we're good with airstrikes. Now let's check. Ooh, a bunch of artillery. Let's take a look at the artillery tables. All right. That's what I really do. And like I said, you can't see this because for some reason this game opens multiple windows in the way I've got OBS set up. You're only seeing the main window. I'm sure I could probably... You know what? Let's go into OBS. Let's see if I can add that real quick. Let's add window capture. Artillery. Okay. And... there we go. Okay. Yeah, I think that just popped up on the stream. Let me go ahead and I move this, and then whoops. No, that's not the button. Where's my button? That's not my button. Nope, that's not my button. Oops, I'm totally messing my entire screen up trying to get this silly thing. I could have swore if I hold and click, no, that does that. That does that. All right, well, you're going to be stuck with the, looks like you're going to be stuck with seeing the little black border. I'll try to figure that out later. Let me go ahead and put this kind of out of the way over here. But yeah, there's the artillery dialogue. So you can kind of know what unit artillery unit. This is the list of all the artillery units you have, and so you can see which ones have fired and which ones haven't fired. So I like to do that at the end of the turn, just in case there are any that I missed. So now that you can see, I'm firing at 3-9. I got the 3/9 Nebel at 225/120. So now you can at least see what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the artillery dialogue. Anyway, just click on it, takes me straight to the hex. And I should probably put the window for the target dialogue as well. And I may do that so you can actually see the target dialogue when it pops up. But yeah, it's just basically go down the list of the artillery that you may miss during the turn. Reach out over the edge. Alright, so that's basically the artillery dialogue. But yeah, I'm going to have to figure out how to shrink that window down. It looks like I'm getting some tracer effects in the window. But anyways, so that's closed down. And that's basically it. So let's go ahead and hit the turn and zip through the turn real quick. I just wish it was just a touch slower, so I could see just a little bit. Ah, he's pushing over that hill. That sucks. Probably a good thing I decided to commit the entire 29th motorized, because I got to get those bridges secured over the Oise River. Step it out a little bit, make it a little bit easier to see the grand picture when I'm flipping through the turns. Huh, it's not closing out the window. Alright, maybe we don't want to have the artillery window on there then. Let's see, remove. There we go. There we go. Ooh, Chris says he's got squad leader on the table. Which scenario? And yes, that is a very, very impressive bombardment. I like it when I can get my German artillery set up in place to be able to start shooting at stuff. More fighting around the Vale of Sussex area. I knew that was going to happen. Ooh, they broke one of my units. Not good. Bad British. British aren't supposed to be breaking any of my troops. Yeah, I'm kind of getting to the point now where I need to... The troops have been on the beach. This is the fourth night they're going to be on the beach, or off the beach. And I think it's kind of gotten to the point where they need to take a break, just to rest and, you know, take a breath and coalesce and regather their reserves. All right, so Axis Command Report. Again, this is in a window that pops up that you can see. And again, as we saw from me doing the artillery window, it didn't seem to work that well. But okay, night turn. Core attachments are possible. Visibility is worsening. Yeah, no shit, it's nighttime. Variable supply levels have changed by -10. Basically, if you see any of these little red markers on the map, these are kind of supply depots that were invasion day points and supplies that were flown in. Those levels have dropped by 10, which is they're probably at only like 5 or 10% supply capability, which is why you need to capture, you know, the deep water ports that have like a supply capacity of like 85%. Okay, 9 out of 23 headquarters out of command. That's good. 8 artillery units unavailable. 37 units low on ammo. 11 units undisrupted or unbroken out of 44 checked. 26 units low on fuel. 150 units recovered fatigue. 181 units recovered losses. And 1 air unit recovered at loss. And 1 improved position. Or was improved position. Alright, right here. Around Waldershire Park. Okay, that's good. Alright, so now we're actually stepping into night. Normally I only like to do one turn at a time, but this is a night turn. And night turns tend to go really, really quick for me. So I am going to continue through, and we're going to do this night turn because we're not really going to be doing that much. Just a few combats here and there. It's like right here, I take out that gun. Alright, that's pretty much it for them. Nobody else is going to move. 30th, is that the third? No, yeah, 30th isn't going to do anything at all. So then we're right to the 22nd glider. Probably the only... Okay, I've got to try to knock out this guy's in this pocket right here. So we'll do an assault there. Didn't knock him out. Let's see if we can shoot him up a little bit more. Well, let's go ahead and assault these 2 companies. Still didn't manage to knock him out. Everything. Alright, let's see. Typically, if I'm directly adjacent to somebody, the chances are... Yeah, but they've got fatigue 10 and fatigue 9, so those guys are relatively fresh. Go ahead and... Ooh, shot him up. Disrupted him a little bit. Since we disrupted them, it's a good time to assault them. Oh! I just kicked over a hornet's nest and advanced into a very, very bad thing. Oh, headquarters unit, infantry company, fresh one, headquarters, machine gun. Ooh, that is a full-on machine gun platoon or machine gun company. I think. No, those might be like 2-pounders. Can't tell what they are. All right, so maybe that assault was a bad thing to do. These guys, they're gonna get shot up anyways. So let's just go ahead and keep shooting. Yeah, 55. All right, and stop shooting at me for Christ's sake! All right, these guys. Oh, Brits didn't bother to take those guys out of travel mode. Well, fine. Shot them up, disrupted them. So let's assault them. Back across the bridge. Those guys are going to end up shooting me anyways. Ooh, and I disrupted them. So we're going to assault them as well. And of course he disrupted one of my guys. Pushed him back though, so that's good. Alright, so I think that's everything here in East Anglia. I don't want to do anything else in the East Anglia area, so now let's get down to the Dover area. Actually, it's not really even Dover because we've cleared Dover. We're just moving in, trying to pinch off these British units here at Langdon. So let's throw everything we can into Langdon, I guess. Stupid bunkers. There we go. There we go. That took yeah. So he's got headquarters company and a regular company, but they're not. They're both disrupted, but they're not quite dead yet. So let's go ahead and assault these guys. These will 29 casualties to finish them off. Balls. All right, everybody else. Those guys are not doing anything. Those guys are digging in, so I'm not going to shoot with them. Those guys are dug in. Let's go ahead and pull that. No, it's nighttime. Gotta leave them there. They're digging in. Actually, they're not digging in. Why are they not digging in? I thought I told those guys to dig in. All right, we'll take the motorcycle unit. Pull them back. He won't do anything, and pretty much that's it. That's it for the first Gebirgsjäger. I do not want to. Don't even want to shoot my artillery. My commandos, I think they're just gonna sit where they are, not do anything throughout the night. The far right flank of the first Gebirgsjäger, they're not gonna do anything. All right, and what is this? The 16th infantry that are set up facing east and west, kind of a blocking. They're done. They're not doing anything. See, at nighttime turns, it tends to go real quick. All right, here with the whole Maidstone, Hollingbourne area Sam. What have we got? Well, let's go ahead and try to pinch off these small pockets that we've got, that we've made. There we go. We like that. Send the Pioneers after the tanks. Cannot assault with disrupted units, I know. Ah, come on. Knock those tanks out. Oh, you're kidding me. Ah, they're still alive. Pooh. Bad. Those guys are disrupted. Let's not do anything with them. Yeah, so this group in Maidstone, I do have artillery. Let's light those suckers up with some artillery. Maybe I can disrupt that one last gun unit that's in there. Assault. Do I launch nighttime assaults? He's only got one. See, last time when I assaulted him there, he had 2 gun platoons that were disrupted. He's only got 1 platoon, or 1 company that's not disrupted now. But he's still got those 2 companies of Kiwis in there. They're disrupted. You know what? No, I don't think we're gonna assault through the night. I don't think we're gonna do that. We just haven't softened them up enough. So, all right, down here at Horsemanden. Again, hopefully we should be able to knock these guys out. Fighting on through the night. Assault. Didn't wipe them out, but did put a hurt on them. That's pretty much everybody. Who did they... Oh, they broke one. Okay, so they broke the Pioneers, not my tanks. Okay, that's a good thing. But, like I was saying earlier, these guys here at Southborough, they are going to close the door. I mean, I normally, like I said, I hate trying to move. I hate moving at night, but it's closing the door on these Brits, so we'll take it. That'll now isolate them. They're not... Oh, they are disrupted. Should I push the tanks in? Yeah, let's push the tanks in. Let's see what the tanks can do to them. Lost 3 vehicles, inflicted 427 casualties. I will take that. Good infantry company that I got assaulted. 213 casualties inflicted. And both of them are still listed at over 100 troops. Alright, those guys are gotta get out of travel mode. Alright. Let's see, am I gonna do... They're disrupted. No, not gonna do anything with them. We do have this headquarters isolated. Let's go ahead and assault into that. 3 casualties. I think we'll be done with that. Against those Canadians. Let's not do anything to the Canadians. Disrupted both of those guys. Crap, I'll leave them there. They're fine there. They're fine. They're fine. Those guys are fine. The tanks are still not in travel mode, so they're not going to cross the river there. But here down at Lewis and Ringmar, we got this. These guys have just got way too much fatigue. So pull them back as much as I can. And you know what? Since we're here now, let's pull. Okay, some of the 29th. That's the headquarters and their escort companies. So them there. These 2 platoons, or 2 companies of the 29th there. And let's commit the anti-tank gun anti-aircraft gun as well. So they'll go up. Those 2, that little column right there is going to try to push back and secure the bridge over Lewis. These two companies had tried to, but they got the snail snot shot out of them and had to pull back. So, okay, that's fine. He's resting. He's not doing anything. Those guys aren't doing anything. These guys are going to assault and try to pinch off this pocket. Men left in there anyway. British men left in there. Alright, they'll assault. Try to finish them off. Yay! Finished them off. Alright, this big pocket of 29th Brigade. He's got a company in there that's not disrupted yet. So, artillery. Where's my artillery? Unavailable. Oh, God. 235 fatigue, 293 fatigue. I gotta pull them off the line. I hate doing movement at night, but I gotta pull those guys off the line. 233 fatigue, 227. God. Okay, now I'm gonna have to leave that door open for them. I do not want to move anybody in there to try to keep them isolated. They'll probably lose their isolated status next turn, which is gonna suck. But I had to pull those guys out of there. Don't want to move the any more of the 29th motorized. What do we got here? Just bleed off fatigue. You know, they're completely fresh. They can assault throughout the night. Inflicts one casualty on me. Disrupted. Pudgers. Yeah, okay, well, there you go. That's pretty much the turn. I don't want to move anybody else. I mean, I could move the 7th Panzer here, but no need building up the fatigue when I don't have to. Of course, Großdeutschland's kind of just enjoying the nice British evening, warm British evening. I think that's pretty much it. Let's check our artillery dialogue. Bunch of artillery. You know what? I don't want to fire any of them. It's nighttime. Give them the night off. All right, well, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and hit the turn and see what the British do. Of course, the British decide they want to fight me at night. Actually, it looks like some artillery fire. Lots of artillery fire. Nothing but artillery fire right now. And he just looks like looks like he's moving units now. But yeah, I think this is going to do it for us. Yeah, they might break out. I doubt it, but they could, and I don't want those guys to get away. Of course, I don't want them to attack me either, so actually, of the two options, I'd rather they ran away. But I think this is going to do it. This will be it for the stream, as I've been yawning in your ear all afternoon. I'll try to get back to doing this a little bit more regularly. I was doing Order of Battle World War II, but I had the Blitzkrieg DLC, and I wasn't really enjoying it that much because the OCD part of me was going, well, I really want my own formation, and you know, I can kind of build my own formation at the beginning, but if I buy the Panzerkrieg DLC, I can play through Panzerkrieg and completely make up my own force and then import them into Blitzkrieg. So yeah, I went out and picked up the Blitzkrieg DLC for Order of Battle, so I've been going through that because I'm getting my force built up just the way I want it. It's like this is the number of infantry units, this number of artillery units. I can spec out my national choices the way I want. So yeah, I don't know if I'll stream that, because normally it takes me 2 or 3 times to play through a scenario before I beat it. So I don't really want to, not really sure I want to show you my failings as a commander. So, but we'll see. But anyways, yeah. So that's it. That's the turn. Stepping into turn 45, 0400, 7th July, dawn of the 5th day of the invasion. Yes, 5th day of the invasion. Let me go ahead and save the game real quick. All right. There we go. Gonna try to get back to doing this a little bit more. Stop yawning. Ugh. Sorry. So that's it. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms. You know where you're gonna put them. In the comments section. And I'll see everybody next time. Oh, quick thanks to the people who did show up. Alan, Chris, thanks for talking in the chat. I think we had like 4 or 5 people watching it sometime. But you two were the only ones that are going to that wanted to mention. Oh, Al, real quick. What are the Brits' reinforcement capabilities? No clue. Not a clue. The documentation is not really that good, so I don't know how many divisions they have, where they'll show up, or anything like that. It is the one thing that does irritate me the most about the Tiller games, is just for the full campaigns, a serious lack of documentation on the reinforcements. So, you know, I don't know. They could have another 20 divisions that they're going to be throwing at me, and I just don't know it yet. So I guess that makes it fun and exciting, interesting. Anyways, that's it. I'll talk to everybody later. See ya.